Hello Gonzo, how you doing? Video 1000. That's a lot of videos, and that's just this channel. But our 1000th video on the channel.
Congratulations, sir.
Is it congratulations? I mean, maybe it's sort of like...
Commiserations.
Yeah, crikey, this is a long time.
The death of 1,000 cuts. Chinese water torture. Can you say it? I'm not sure you can say it anymore. Nasty. Elongated nastiness. I'm joking, of course. It's been a pleasure, huh?
It's been a journey. 5.5 years now. 5.5 years. November 2014 is when Hammer's Chat formed. Not this YouTube channel. When Hammer's Chat formed. And this is our 1000th video. There's another 600, just under 600 on the forum channel currently. So over 1,500 videos in total, plus all the ones that we've done and not put up or we've deleted or whatever as well, or have been deleted because of copyright.
and ones that have just gone on social media, and we've been kicking out the Patreon ones as well.
Yes.
So maybe there's another 100 as well.
Yes,
yeah, but how do you measure it? So you've got to go with 1,000.
Yeah, it's 1,000. If you go to Social Blade for this channel, it's 1,000 as of when we finish this. It's 999 at the start. So this video, we're going to answer a lot of questions we've been getting since we first started, which is, how did Hammer's Chat start? How did you two meet? We're going to be going through those questions and taking a look back at Hammer's Chat and taking a little look into the future as to, we're going to be discussing the good and the bad. And we're going to be interacting with the live chat as always. So if you've got any questions, put them in there. Because, well, we're doing segments, but in between each segment, we'll switch to the questions just to break it up a little bit. And your questions will actually generate some of the topics anyway, and vice versa. So is there anywhere you'd like to start, Gonzo, or is it just a case of start at the start?
Bring it on. It's like we said before, Geo. We've sort of done this once before, but the sound wasn't right, and we got drunk. But it was actually... Well, clearly it wasn't a good video, but I thought it was a good chat.
Yes.
It was us two. The chat was good. It's just... It wasn't audible. And then obviously we'd had so much to drink by that point. There was no chance of us going back and recording it again. And even something like that, you can't record that the next day because the conversation's stale by that point. So, no, I don't know, mate. Wherever this leads us... Oh, excuse me. Good start. Who knows?
Yeah, right. Well, we'll start with the start. You formed Hammer's Chat, so...
Well, this is a story which I'm going to really try and do as short as possible, because every time I've ever heard myself say it back, I thought, crikey, you are boring, mate. So, from about 2003, a lot of us used to join in on a forum. The forum was called Hammer's Mad. It came to a point, it was a free forum. It came to a point where they stuck loads of adverts on, and to get rid of the adverts, they started to charge everybody. So, they were starting to charge quite a lot of money. So at that point, everybody says, well, this is silly. It's meant to be free. We just want to chat about West Ham. It was a good little community had built up there. And we couldn't decide where to go. I spoke to my friend Spencer, who may even be watching now. I don't know. And he said, why don't you build the website yourself? I didn't know anything about technology, but Spencer does. And he'd help it build my website for my plumbing and stuff like that. So he said, watch a few YouTube tutorials, build a forum, and a forum I built. Was looking for a name, trying to think of something catchy as well. I think it was...
You never quite came up with that, did you?
I don't know, mate. Iron's Talk and all this stuff that you think you might come up with. Hammer's Chat was available, which is like when you look for a website name, and you don't want to. A lot of the good things are taken, so you can't get a .com, you might have to get a .net, and you or a .org. You think, oh no, I don't want that. I definitely want a .com. And that was really how it was born. And then I remember I was phoning Spencer all weekend. Spencer, I need this, I need this, I need this. Claret and blue. Couldn't do claret and blue because I didn't know the colours. Every colour's got a code, so it was pink and turquoise. And I said, Spencer, I need a logo. And I remember drawing something and then sent him a picture of it, which was, I wish I still had the drawing now. And then he rendered something up on Adobe Illustrator, and that's where he said, you want something like this. And then he did the Hammer's Chat logo.
Even when you look back at that first Hammer's Chat logo, it looks really old, doesn't it? It's just like one dimensional. It looks like it's been done in paint, but back then that was modern.
Yeah.
But obviously things have developed, and to be fair, our logo's developed thanks to the help of other people. They've sort of dragged it into modern times for us as well, which is good. So you made a pink forum, and then you said I built a house, no furniture.
That's exactly. Thank you. I'd forgotten about that. So anyway, I went back to the forum where we've been on, and you know, it's West Ham stuff. Players are getting linked with transfers. There's wins, there's losses, more losses than wins. It's West Ham, for goodness sake. And then somebody said, "What are we going to do?" And I said, "Look, I'm trying to build a forum at the moment. Be ready in about 2 weeks." And they said, "What do you mean trying to build a forum?" They said, "Can you post things and can you reply?" I said, "Yes, but that's about it. Apart from that, it's terrible and looks ghastly." And everybody said, don't worry about it. We'll come over, work on it while you're there." And I did, and I had a load of help from a load of people. So whilst people basically, yeah, you're right. Everybody moved into the house with no furniture in, and then everybody was saying, "Oh, I do a bit of this, I do about that." Oh, by the way, Gonzo, do you want to know the code for claret rather than pink? Oh, there's a code, is there? Yeah, okay. So eventually we got there and learnt about, you know, just how to put it together. Really, it's moved 3 or 4 times since for various reasons, but that is how Hammer's Chat started.
Yeah, no, just nip this in the bud in live chat. There's a campaign for me to wear a kilt. It's not happening. I don't have a kilt on. The kilt is not being worn in this episode. I'll save that for
What?
a special episode.
This is a special episode.
Another special episode.
Okay.
I don't know what one. Don't know. Maybe the
Don't, Bill. You should have told them you were wearing a kilt. What can I do?
Because they'd say then there'd be a campaign for stand up, please. I'd rather they spoke with each other, kept interacting, which is what the live chats are good for. People getting to know each other and then asking questions and stuff. Us interacting with them. It's Bez's fault really. Bez is leading this protest and everybody else has just joined in. To be honest, it's quite concerning. It's just hashtag we want kilt. It's not good. So kilt it will be coming for another time. Kilt is going to be we'll make a special appearance one day. But yes, Hammer's Chat was formed, and then to be fair, it was only a forum for what, about 6 months. May was when the Twitter account was formed, so 6-7 months. It was just a forum. That was it really. A house with lots of people living in it, still no furniture.
No, but you started. You sort of dragged an old armchair with you, didn't you? And and a stained match.
I refused to sit on the floor.
That's right. That's right. You tell your bit of the story. Go on.
Yeah, well, at the time, I never really posted on the old one because I was a bit younger, and forums are more of an older person thing, in my opinion. It is though, isn't it? It's an older person thing, and given that everybody I've met from the forum is all older than me, I would say I'm proven correct so far.
Ryan Pope.
Okay, but I don't know if he met us and then joined the forum off the back of meeting us, you see. It's a bit like what Charlie done. Charlie joined the forum after meeting us.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, anyway, go on.
So I used to write betting blogs on a betting website, and we used to get paid, but they used to say we got paid by like how well written our blogs was, but that was bollocks because my blogs had always contained quite a lot of research, but the Newcastle one had been doing this for years, and it was new to me. He'd been doing it for years. Now his blogs contained very little research. It was so crap. I could have written it, and I don't even support Newcastle. But he used to get paid every second month at worst, nearly every month. And out of the 20 of us, only like 5 of us used to get a £50 payment every month. And I used to think, and someone said to me at work there, someone said it's driven by views really. The more views you get, the more channel. I was like, right, okay. So I said, Gonzo, I need someone to post it. Can I post this? Gonzo, yeah, post it there. So it helped me get £50 now and again from the bet website. So that's how I started getting involved. But then I used to thought, right, okay, let me try and get involved in the forum thing. And then after a while, I felt like there wasn't enough new people. You know, once I got to know everyone, it was sort of like, well, when do I get to meet the new ones? But there's no new ones coming because at this point, bear in mind, Gonzo's only just discovered colour. SEO was not a thing back then. Gonzo didn't know what SEO was. So you could probably have Googled Hammer's Chat and it still wouldn't have come up.
Well, it's a terrible name, Geo. Sorry, just to interrupt you. Hammer's Chat is a terrible name. It doesn't have the name West Ham in it, which is obviously a major hindrance when people are going to try and find something. What they really want is it really should be called West Ham Forum, which is the first thing I chose, but it had gone. I can't even remember. I'm pretty sure Knees Up Mother Brown or somebody like that would have, if they hadn't done, I'm sure they would have bought it. So sorry, yeah, carry on.
Yeah, so I said to Gonzo, can I make a Twitter page? And I remember this. You said to me, I'm not really bothered, to be honest with you. I don't need new people. But if you want to go do a Twitter page, go do one. But I'm happy with just this little group of people we've got. So I made the Twitter page. And then for this betting site, sort of round about the Christmas time, they approached me and said, "Oh, we're starting a webcam show." Now something's triggering with you viewers, isn't it? Now you're getting, this is where this concept comes from, believe it or not. It wasn't our idea. The betting company come to me and said, it's a betting community, it's not a bookies, it's olbg.com. If you may have heard of it. So he said, "Oh, would you," at the time, you had like these competitions. I was top for anytime goal scorer bets, and I was like second or third for correct goal scorer bets. So they obviously thought, "Oh, this guy's obviously all right, or he's on form at the minute. Can you come on and give us your tips for the weekend?" So we would discuss Premier League games. It was an hour-long show. We'd have a look at every Premier League game, and I would give 2 or 3 bets for each game, what I fancied and stuff. And I was supposed to only go on once every 6, 7, 8 weeks. But in like my second week, I hit like 2 or 3 big winners. So they were like, "Oh, do I come on again?" And I just had a little bit of a form there. But anyway, someone that watched those was a Bristol City fan, and he said to me, "You should start a West Ham YouTube channel doing that." So obviously I was like, with this accent, I don't think so. So he basically said to me, "You're very naive if you think that all West Ham fans are proper cockneys and stuff like that." So I remember saying to you, "Here, Gonzo, fancy it?"
Yeah, I absolutely remember you saying it. I think I was horrified at the time. Which is funny. And I often wonder, actually, if you hadn't have had the idea, would I ever have gone on to do it? And I don't know what the answer is. But it is weird, because I used to work in a theatre. I used to do gigs. I've worked on cruise ships. So it's not like I was afraid to speak or sing or whatever in front of people. But I didn't see YouTube like that. And the first time I think I ever really remember using YouTube was the electric window on my car had broken. I spoke to the mechanics. He said 300 quid. 300 quid. So I remember Googling it, and there was a geezer there did a video, and he said you need this little washer thing, which was 3 quid, and he showed me how to do it. Well, not me personally. He showed whoever how to do it. I did it. Took me about an hour and a half. Well, hey, I fixed it for it, and the washer was a couple of quid or whatever. That's how I saw YouTube. I don't think I ever saw YouTube. I wasn't even aware that there were sports channels. Honestly, Joe, I thought it was almost like a DIY thing, and maybe that was, the thing with You've Been Framed. I thought it was almost like that and DIY stuff. So I never even looked at you. So when you came up with the concept for what you obviously had watched more of YouTube than I had.
Not until I hadn't before OLBG, but then when they came along, said, "Do you want to do stuff?" YouTube wasn't really a thing for me. I dabbled in it for music videos, because I remember having like the iPhone 3G. I'm pretty sure back then, I'm pretty sure it might have even been back then. I had an iPhone 3. Nah, it can't be. It must have been an iPhone 4 or something back then. And then my YouTube on there with a little grey monitor was your app thing on back then. It wasn't the fancy white thing with the red play button they've got these days. No, I was really old, and I was watching that for music. Then that's when I started like doing the OLBG. Then after one show, I had a look around, and then that's when I came across West Ham Fan TV actually, and they had like 100 subscribers back then. This is how old school this is. So I started watching them, and then I thought, I don't know, they're proper cockney, and Nicky looks like he could beat me up. Brian looks like he will beat me up. I don't know if I really want to do what they're doing.
and Scott and Graham look like they'd make you better after the other two beating you up. They'd nurse you to recovery.
Yeah, I was like, Graham might be my dad, actually.
I've not met your dad, he might be.
No, he's not, unfortunately. But, so yeah, so, well, let's just do the YouTube thing. And then I remember putting out on Twitter, does anyone want to join? And a couple of people got in touch, but Charlie was one of them, and that's when we met Charlie, and he's in the live chat right now. So he's been around for 1,000 videos. Well, yeah, he was on the very first one, wasn't he?
I wonder if he's watched every one.
I reckon he's watched about 800 at least.
Yeah,
he must have done.
Yeah. No, he like. Well, see now Charlie is your YouTube generation.
Yeah.
Charlie loves a bit of YouTube, so he certainly wouldn't have viewed it in the same way that I did, as it was a DIY thing, and thing where cats fall off balconies and nice, not just Not saying the cat's died or anything, but I mean, funny enough, even to this day, Gio, I'm still surprised at YouTube. I bought a paddling pool, right? Bought a paddling pool, and it didn't. Believe it or not, this paddling pool, there's videos on YouTube with it, loads of them. One of them has got 800,000 views.
For what?
It's paddling pool. It's called an easy set. I don't know, whatever. Intex. It's called Intex. Go on.
But what do you watch in a paddling pool video? How to blow it up?
It needs chlorine, and it needs Dave's watching. If Dave knows, Dave's got a paddling pool in his garden. And it needs a filter that goes with it, that pumps it all round and all that. It's a big old paddling pool, but it's not a swimming pool. You take it down and all that. Anyway, so I was just amazed. Thought, wow, this thing's got 800,000 views, and there were loads of them. So still, but it was the missus that had to prompt me. I was struggling with it. She said, because all the instructions that she wanted you to look on YouTube. So I still haven't got it. I still think, oh, okay, I'll go and look on there.
What came next?
Well, we probably should say at this point, really, Scott came pretty hot on the heels. So Scott answered at roughly the same time as Charlie. I'll talk about it in a video later on in the week. Scott actually caught the old lurgy, and he's been on radio this week. He's been on a radio show. He had it bad, by the way, bad. So Scott did a number of shows with us. He's fine. He's better, by the way. And I think it just became a slow process of really starting to build it up, Geo, really. I think we were almost gaining one view at a time. And then
back then we were buzzing to get 100 views. If we got 100 views, that was an excellent video. We were like phoning each other going, got 1,000 views. And sorry, not 1,000, 100. Got 100 views, 100 people have watched our video. Come on, what is this? 100
But
views.
we stayed realistic, though, as I remember this, because when we did the video that blew up, which was you and me doing the journey from Upton Park to Stratford, which got 50, 60, 70,000 views, we still knew. We didn't say, hey, we cracked it. We said, well, this isn't normal. This is a freak. There's obviously some algorithm. I think David Gold retweeted it as well, didn't he? Which was crazy at that sort of time when nobody knew we were or anything like that. So that gave us a massive boost and obviously got us to the attention at a club.
Yeah. Right. What we're going to do? I'm going to jump to some questions, Gonzo, just to break it up. Otherwise, we're going to be sitting talking about Hammer Chat. Lee Fraser, why did you start supporting West Ham?
I didn't have a choice, and I was from. I was from Ilford, which is 4 or 5 miles away. Grandparents in Barking. You just supported West Ham. I had a large Irish contingent to my family as well. And we used to go down they called it the club. It was basically Irish club. It was and just everyone there supported West Ham as well. So all I knew was West Ham really, and it was close. And when we used to go, that's why I supported it.
My dad made me, as simple as that really. I didn't really know anything different. You just get brought up almost believing you are a West Ham fan, and you just don't question it. I think when I was about 9 years old, maybe I sort of questioned it. I was sort of like, why do I support West Ham? And then my mum was like, you can choose any team you want. And then after about a week, I was like, nah, I was happy with West Ham. I must have been about 9 or something. But yeah, I've just never known anything different really. Be nice to my mum, work hard at school, support West Ham. My only rules of childhood. And Stephen Kilpatrick, these are the ones that people emailed us in, by the way. Stephen Kilpatrick says, do you think your shows are watched by any of the playing squad? If so, what do you think they think of it? And he left some nice words as well. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you. That's a great name, by the way, Kilpatrick. I think that's a cracking name. Yes, well, we know that some of them do because we've been messaged by some of them. I'm sure some of them like it when we're saying nice things. I'm sure some of them hate it. I'm sure there would be a couple of old school players there who probably hate the whole concept of fan channels and things like that. But it's like we were talking about at the start. There's a younger generation coming up who've grown up with YouTube, and they probably expect. I mean, there's a couple of players who started following us straight away because that's what they do. They probably just don't follow us. They probably got a big social media thing that they follow. So it's probably quite natural for them to follow. Fan channels of the team that they play for.
Yeah, it's like their match of the day, isn't it?
Yep.
I think some do, but like you said, I don't think all do. Even if they hate it, though, I wouldn't be surprised if they dip in and out. Especially if their name's in the title of the video, it takes some sort of like self-restraint not to click on it.
Wouldn't it just? Wouldn't it?
Like, could you? I mean, you, the viewer, right now, could you imagine seeing a video with your name in the title? You're gonna think,
please be nice. please be nice.
Fucking hell! Some guy using a washer to open an electric window in a car. That's amazing. That. so it takes a bit of self-esteem. We've had a couple of messages from current first team players at the club, and they have been nice. And to be fair, I remember the first time we criticised a player in particular, and I remember it come up. You messaged us on Twitter, and it come up. The player's name has sent you a message. I thought, oh Christ, we've just mugged this guy off on our review, and I thought, I don't want to read this, but it was very nice. It was very much like, I agree with what you're saying, I understand it, blah blah blah, I don't feel like bad about it, and that was nice to hear, but I do think there's some people hate it. I know that one YouTuber was working with the club, and when they were at the club, a certain player got asked by the media team at West Ham, oh, do you want to be in the video? And the player turned around and said, I'd rather shag my grandma. And the YouTuber was like, like, what do I say? Then afterwards, he was like, that guy is like my hero. He's one of my heroes, that guy. And he's just like mugged me right off big time to my face. So what do I do? So it's different, really. It's a tricky one. But we don't make this for the players, and I think if we had done that, our whole mentality and our honesty would change. If I said to you, well, we do a review, Declan Rice has just made a mistake, but Declan Rice is going to be watching this video, you're going to hold off a bit on Declan Rice when you discuss his mistake, aren't you? Naturally, you're going to think, do I want to...
Well, I should tell the Declan Rice story. It was
if you want.
Declan Rice told me off, which I thought was magnificent. I was round my mate Marcus's house, and we were playing FIFA, and the phone beeped, and I had a look at it, and it was a notification, and it was Declan Rice, right? And he said, hello, mate. He wasn't rude at all. He said, I hope you're well. He said, just to let you know about your videos, he said, I don't do what my agent says. I'm my own man. I do what I want. My agent doesn't make any decisions for me. And Marcus was sat next to me saying, come on, mate, crack on. Are we going to play this game? I said, no, this is a bit weird. Declan Rice has just messaged me. This is weird, I don't know what to do. And he said, well, can you message him back and crack on? Right? So I said, all right, I did. So, funny thing. Anyway, I won't say that. But anyway, so I messaged him back. I went, all right, well, listen, thank you very much for clearing that up. Duly noted. And he went, no. He said, look, don't worry about it. He said, best of luck in the future and all the rest of it. And then I think afterwards I messaged him. He played really well, right? But I never said he was a crap player, never once. I just said I felt that his agent was leading him, to do certain things, and he just basically squashed it. And I thought about it. I thought all the time, that's a 19-year-old lad who's basically turned around. He's seen a video. I thought, I'm not having this. And he thought, you know what? I'm going to go and sort this. And that was the point. I thought, yeah, actually, he's got something about him. He really has. Do you know what I mean? He just fronted up, put the record straight, and yeah, that was that. Funny story, though.
The most recent one, I'm not going to say the player's name. Gonzo knows who this is. The most recent one was from a video we done 3 weeks ago. Do you know remember our tier list video, the viewers? Our tier list video we did on the youngsters at West Ham, first team under 23s, loan them out or sell them. One of the players that featured in that video messaged us to say they enjoyed it and thank you for the kind words. So I think we put Xande Silva in the bottom category, so you can rule him out. It wasn't him, but there was someone messaged us, and that was nice. That was nice that was a nice message to get. In the live chat, Richard says, "Are you boys having a beer? Have you got your beer?"
I haven't, mate. No, I'm sorry. I didn't actually. Much the same as your prosecco, I didn't put it in the fridge. I'm not dragging a warm beer up here. I've only got one beer as well.
Yeah, I was going to have prosecco, but the thing is, I don't like prosecco. I don't like prosecco cold. I like it chilled, but not cold. It can get too cold. Around about 12 degrees, 12 to 13 degrees chilled. That's nice. So I meant to put it in the fridge this morning, forgot. But I've got Old Malt Cider. That's what I'm drinking at the minute because I went to the shop on the way home from work, and that's all they have in the chilled bit, the refrigerator section. So I thought that'll do. Just a small shop on the road. And someone's asking why my dad supports West Ham. Truth be told, I don't know. Back then we had Ray Stewart, Frank McAvenny, and I think that's the only that's the only reason. West Ham were good back then. So yeah, I think that's it. Kevin Berner, then we'll get back to the Hammers Chat stuff, says seeing as you two are a double act, a good one I say. Thanks, Kevin. Says, who would you compare yourselves with comedy acts? He says Abbott and Costello. I don't know who they are. He says I'm Abbott and you're Costello. Who are they?
Yeah.
Which one of us is meant to be offended?
I do. I'll tell you what, you see a lot of videos now about Costello. You've no idea how many films those two made, by the way. Absolutely crazy. Yeah. I will go with I'll go with Cagney and Lacey.
Don't know. I'm not.
It's all right. Some will. Older people. They may laugh. They may think, "Oh, shut up." No. Batman and Robin.
Yeah, well, I know those two, but I don't like that kind of genre of film. So.
Oh, don't you?
Ant and Dec, because you're quite small.
Fred and Barney. They're both small.
Ant's not small. Ant's all right. He's average height. Dec's small.
No.
Anyway.
I don't think either of them are strapping blokes. To be fair.
We. Hence the.
Oh, you're a big man. You're 6'7" for goodness sake. When we both sat down on the camera, we both look the same.
Yeah, I know. That's why I've got a really long kilt on tonight.
Yeah, you do. You do.
But, right, back to Hammers Chat. We've done the YouTube thing. What's next?
I don't know. What is next? We did some work for the club. That was
that was the end of the Upton Park season. Just for a timeline, this is now the end of the Upton Park season.
3 or 4 months before the end. I'll tell you the story. I'll do it as quick as I can. We do the video from Upton Park to Stratford. David Sullivan. We put it up. If you look at the video, it's got a Claret and Hugh logo on it. David Sullivan contacts Claret and Hugh, said, who's been doing this? My media department need to do a little bit of this. Hugh put us in touch with David Sullivan. David Sullivan put us in touch with the head of media at the time of Paul Stringer. We get a phone call. Well, Hugh phones me up. He says, you need to phone this number. It was Paul Stringer. Phoned it up. Hello. So basically he said, we want you to come and have a meeting. Phoned Geo up. I said, Geo, we got a meeting at the club. He said, what? We went in and we had a meeting. Here's bizarre. We're just West Ham fans. We've been called in to the football club, and we're basically we're the hospitality. We're in the hospitality suite on the halfway line. We have a meeting round a boardroom table overlooking the football pitch, and there was a few people present there, and we're talking about how we can help them with content, what we can do, and that sort of thing. So basically, for the remainder of that season, we had a load of access. But before that, the timeline's wrong, by the way. Our very first taste of that, Geo cheekily, I'll let him tell the story, Geo cheekily contacted David Sullivan. Go on.
I think this is Charlie's favourite story, this one. If you've watched Charlie's Memories on the channel, which you should for context as well, I'll go watch Charlie's one. I'll put it on the end state to this video, actually. Charlie's top 10 memories of Hammers Chat, whatever. Me and Gonzo do ours in the near future. But basically, because it was the last season up Upton Park, right, I thought I want to do a review in the dugout. I just want to do a review in the dugout. So I did a favour for someone that works at the club. I done a favour for someone. So they said, let me know when I can repay the favour. I said, well, actually, I want David Sullivan's email address. He's like, I can't just give that out. I was like, you said a favour. So I got it. I got David Sullivan's email address. So I emailed David Sullivan just asking, we can record a review in the dugout, sent him a link to our channel, and basically said, look, we're just a bunch of West Ham fans. It's the last year at Upton Park. It's going away. Once it's gone, it's gone. And he sent it to Paul Stringer and says something along the lines of, this is where it makes our meeting even more bigger, because he said, roughly he says to Paul Stringer, the head of media, I know you see fan channels as the enemy.
That's right.
But because it's nearly Christmas, in the spirit of Christmas, in big block capitals, can you let these in once, just once, to film the review? And we did, and it was West Ham 0, Stoke 0. Can you imagine?
We weren't ready. We had to do it. We weren't ready.
Yeah, but we were buzzing. We're getting to go in the dugout, and it's 0-0. The game is 0-0. We've got to sit and discuss a 0-0 game. But That's the West Ham way, that is, isn't it?
Oh, and yeah. Oh, anyway. Remember the geezer? The lawnmowers were out. The geezers were taking down all the cameras and the scaffolding that held cameras up. Bang, bang, clank. It was almost impossible to do. Mark Hughes. I met Martin Peters. I was absolutely. Oh, it's Martin Peters. Martin Peters. Oh, that was weird. But actually, it's reminded me. This is all lopsided, of course. So I jumped the guns. There was that. Before that was the day you and I met in person, which someone will have asked about. Was the day that I don't know how much you want to say, where somebody did a little favour and got us to go on the Upton Park pitch for the first time.
That was before we played Norwich in our last season, Upton Park, before the Norwich game. It's the first time we ever met, isn't it? It's the first time we ever met in person. I remember coming out of the tube station. You were sitting reading Olas, waiting for me. I thought, crikey, he's small. He wasn't joking.
Whoa! Look at this guy.
Yeah, so we got going Upton Park pitch just for 10 minutes. Obviously, we didn't get a kick a ball about, but then we saw the production team testing Hawkeye as well, which was interesting. You don't think about it until it happens. Got to pose for a couple of photos.
I got to take my camera in, which was my new toy at the time. Got some lovely photos there. I spent really the last half of that season. So the club gave us good access after that final meeting because Sullivan had told them to. I mean, you look at some of the old vlogs, you'll see I'm in there in the press conference afterwards. I'm pitch side, we're watching them warm up and all the rest of it. But we did a lot of stuff in there, and I just took so much footage, so many photographs. I thought they're going to pull this place down. I need to take as many photos, as much video as I possibly could, and I did.
Yeah, we've got some other access. We won't go into it too much. We've done some other things at Upton Park because it feeds into our memories video and feeds into Charlie's as well, but we won't go into too much detail. Then we had the meeting with the club. It didn't really go anywhere. Our stuff with the club didn't really go anywhere because I think we were seen as too edgy. We were too edgy. They want nice fluffy stuff, and we wanted to give them raw stuff, if you like, and we tried to meet in the middle, but we felt like what we were recording was being compromised. I remember doing fan cams after the game. We drew with Arsenal 3-3. Carlo got his hat-trick. And some of the fan cams were fantastic. People were buzzing. And the club got all the footage, and they basically produced like a little video of fans speaking about Andy Carroll, which was fine. But they missed out a whole load of other stuff. And I thought, like...
That's right.
Like, if you'd put up every single fan cam we'd given you that day, you'd have fantastic footage, but they just picked out one question per video, and I thought, like, I was quite disappointed.
It was bad, but I tell you what, I will remain eternal. I will say his name. I will remain eternally grateful to Karim, and I'm sure there's been times when he's probably thought, well, I'm not grateful. I am. I'll never forget what he did on that last season. The memories as a West Ham fan to get that level of access. There was one day I was able to take my old man and my son in for a tour and pitch side and dugouts, and he even did a little surprise. I thought I was filming something for the club, and I didn't even know. Here I was at the last game of the Boleyn up on the big screen, talking about Di Canio's goal and stuff. And I mean, it was we did get some, as I say, for West Ham fans to be able to. And there was little things. Let's talk about Stephen Hunt as well here. Who was chairman of the ladies' team, and bless him and Tim, who lost their mum only recently on Mother's Day, of course, and they gave us access. They allowed Hammers Chat to run the media for the ladies' team, that ladies' game against Tottenham at Upton Park. And honestly, I felt like the king of the world to be a West Ham fan and to be allowed to do that. And you and I both got. It wasn't much. I've still got the video of it. You and me kicking a ball on the Upton Park pitch. I was slightly better than you, as I remember. It was brilliant.
It's your low centre of gravity. That's what it is.
Of course it is. Yeah. So you're hitting your head on the floodlights, but it was such a lovely thing, and I will never ever forget. As a West Ham fan, you sit in the stands and you look at that, because the grass always looks so green with the floodlights on it, and you grow up around there and all the rest of it. And to be allowed on there and to be allowed behind the scenes, that was special stuff. That last season, there's a few people I will remain grateful to for that for sure.
Before we move on to sort of the next bit of Hammer Chat, I just want to say thank you to Doug. Doug's chucked a tenner in the super chat. He says says
Thank you,
1,000
Doug.
pennies for 1,000 videos. Thanks for the videos. Thank you, Doug, and also Rick Hammond has chucked in £10 as well. Thank you, Rick.
Thank
the
you,
beer
Rick.
fund is going up nicely here. He says, congratulations on the 1,000 video, guys. Top work, all the best. And Hammer 1999 has just put in $4.99 and says, keep up the good work, fellas. You two, you're all nice. You're all nice, pleasant people. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So then we're moving into the London Stadium. We do the big video, which was just towards the end of the season, which blew up. We've gone into the club. Then we go to did the tour, the shop video, where we just went about with a vlogging camera, which was good fun. But then that's when things start to kick off a little bit, and in a good way. We had the boats. The boats come along.
Well, that's your story. That's your story.
Well, that's somewhere, because we've now all been online for a year and a bit now. We've all been online for a year and a half speaking, but no one's ever met. I say no one's ever met. Some people have, but generally we've not met up as Hammers Chat. So that summer we decided, let's meet up and we'll go searching for pubs around Stratford. Where is our watering hole going to be? Basically went to the Railway Tavern and got smashed.
With a load of people from the forum.
It wasn't just...
time. It was a great day. That was a great day.
Yeah.
Really
met up first thing in the morning and we were there till late evening and we were all absolutely wankered by the end of it. It's the first time we'd all met quite a lot of people, and even now we still refer to the drunken memories of that day. But I wanted to do a boat trip around the stadium. One boat trip, one boat for one game, so we could all get on the boat and go around the... And after making inquiries, I ended up taking all the boats for every single game. That was the boats. We went down after we filmed the shop video, and before that the kit launch at the new stadium. So in between them, we went down to the boats, had a little meeting, and then basically agreed to run the boats. Well, not run the boats, promote the boats or whatever for a season, which was fantastic. Went to the kit launch, watched a pretty good rapper, then the worst football freestyler I've ever seen in my life. He tried.
I'm not a great one. You know when people say I'm embarrassed for you, right? I'm not a great one. I'm not a great believer in that. I think you can be embarrassed for yourself. I'm not a great believer in you watch someone. But that was one of the times I was embarrassed for somebody else. No, make it go away. Stop.
He, at one point, he put on his arm and started moving his arms. But I thought, mate, you've just put the ball there. We could all do that. At least kick it up and catch it.
They were basically, Cresswell was one of them, I can't remember, but they basically stood next to him with 3 professional footballers in the new kit, all looking up thinking, oh no, being judged, honestly.
Who were they? Who were the new footballers? Gokhan Torre was one.
Yeah, and who's tall? It was someone tall, I can't remember now.
Kaleri?
Who?
Kaleri?
No.
It wasn't Zaza. Zaza wasn't here at that point.
It was a tall geezer. Tall blonde geezer, wasn't it? I remembered it wrong. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I remembered it wrong. Maybe it was a goalkeeper. Maybe it was, because I guess maybe the goalkeeper. Who knows? But
people are saying Nordveit for Gooley. Nordveit was one.
Nordveit, that's who it was. Nordveit.
There was a youngster. There was a youngster as well. Was it Samuelson or something? I'm sure there was a youngster there as well because they came out in the different kits and stuff.
Nordveit. Well done, chat. That is exactly what it was. But it's almost like singing a song but getting all the keys wrong. And then you turn around and there's Adele and Luther Vandross and all the. You think, oh no, so he's trying to do all these juggling skills and all the rest of it. And I would professional football. I felt so sorry for him. I wanted to take him home and send it back to his mum and say, don't worry, son, don't worry.
I think so did the club. The club obviously worked hard to organise this. I think they must have been thinking, who the hell hired this guy? Who's responsible for this? Well, get him off the stage now. It was a good day out. So we had the boats, and they're still going today with increased capacity because we had to sort of play nicely with the LLDC, the park, the people that run the park, LS185. We had to sort of show them that we can all behave, and we've shown them. So we're now at maximum capacity, and the boat's been running since day one, which is fantastic. So thank you to everybody that supported. But at some point, I lose sort of like timeline here. We revamped the forum, so we've got a custom built forum, which is what we still have now, and a mobile phone app.
Yes. Pioneers
Pioneers of the West Ham media world.
Oh yay. Yeah, absolutely. Which is still having work done now to bring it up. We often, well, we've always said our mantra is we're winging it, and and a lot of the time we're not ready. The Stoke video, we had to do it then. We weren't ready. The first ever video, we weren't ready. The forum, I wasn't ready. Basically, it could be our mantra. We're not ready. Okay, launch an app. It wasn't ready. But we do a lot of it, and we go with these things. And you know what? You sink or you swim, and we swim basically, and we get in and we improve things once they're in. I think the empty house with no furniture is a great way of
the app thing. There's a story here. I wanted to do the mobile phone app. I wanted it. Gonzo wasn't convinced. I said to Gonzo, look, we get this mobile phone out app. It's got our forum. We can make blogs. We can get our boats on there. We get our videos on there. Social media. We get other sites involved. And Gonzo wasn't very convinced. Then one day there was a couple of things that happened, sort of away from Hammer's chat. Not bad things like that. But then Gonzo just rang me up one day and said, I'm going to do it. So Gonzo put in $2.5 grand. Basically, he didn't go on holiday that year. Your wife got bad news. She was not going on holiday.
Yeah. Fortunately, she won't watch this video. She's starting to watch Tiger King. But yeah, we plowed the money in. But about that, you know what? And it was he who dares wins Rodders and all that, which I know you don't watch. But you know what? You don't get anything about taking risks. And you said to me, you didn't ask me. You didn't say put your money in. You didn't say that at all. I said, right, okay, let's do it. But you said to me, I will get you your money back.
Yeah.
I'll get you your money back and then some. And you did. You worked your arse off, your tall arse. Yeah, and you really did. You were like a little hamster, big hamster in a wheel. You really did. You got it back, and it was successful, and it launched other things off the back of it. Yeah, I mean, fair play. You got one out, and you were a go-getter. You went and got sponsorship deals, the watches, Royal London, the casino, and all these other people, Spearmint Rhinos, when we got the private things that no people don't know about. You've got a lot of stuff you did brilliantly.
Yeah, well, I had to get back. Thank you, Steve Cox, £5. Keep up the sterling work, lads. And Mr. Big Bears, $4.99. We want killed.
Thank you.
Kilt is not happening.
He's trying to pay you for the kill.
He's trying to bribe me to.
Do you have a kilt?
I do.
Okay.
When you're 21, it's tradition. When you're 21, you get a kilt for your birthday.
Sporting?
It comes with sporting. It's full gear, waistcoat, jacket, skin do, socks. I'm waiting for you to ask what a skin do is. It's a knife that goes in the sock. I know what it is. It's like a jet ski, but for two people. Yeah. We'll go with that. We've got the app, the boats. That's done. Right, let's talk about the bad stuff. Because that's the juicy stuff, right? Someone did ask. I'll come into it in a bit, but I might as well just ask it. You ever tempted to give it up?
Yeah, definitely. I can put my. Well, yeah. There's one. There's two. Okay. Right. I'll tell you two. And one of them you can pinpoint exactly. You can see it if you wanted to go back and watch a video. The first one was we'd started doing videos, and I don't want to say any names at all. But you'd gone away for the weekend or something like that, and you'd already hosted them, and you were always hosting the videos. And what we were trying to do to get publicity at the start was trying to attach ourselves with various different people, okay, and say, look, can you promote our videos? And you went away, and we had a system. So basically, I did it, and I think I hosted it. I think Charlie and Scott were on there, and Charlie. And yeah, so Charlie and Scott, we did it. I think Charlie might have rendered it, something like that. Or maybe we did it on, I don't know, whatever. And then I gave it to the people who were meant to be promoting our stuff to the sort of wider West Ham community. Anyway, it didn't go up. I was thinking, where's the video? Wasn't up anywhere. We were doing far less views than our videos normally did. And then you got back to me and you said to me, they don't think it's good enough. They don't want to do it. And you turned around to me and you said in future they only want to do videos that I'm doing, that I'm presenting, basically. And I'll tell you, I was gutted. I was absolutely gutted. And at that point, I thought, I cannot do this. I honestly, I cannot do this. Because I thought, actually, no, I felt confident that I could do videos. Do you know what I mean? I thought, no, this ain't. I felt confident that I did have something to offer. So I think I moped for about a day, and then the very next day I contacted Sean Whetstone and I said to Sean, "Can you put me in touch with Hugh, please?" Went to Hugh. First time I ever spoke to him, I explained the story, and he turned around. He said, "I'll give you a go, mate." He said, "I'll give you a go. I'll promote your stuff. You know, don't worry. Do your best job." And I did. I did a video. I think it was called Rosed. It was called Rosed, and I gave it to Hugh. And that's why I'm very loyal to Hugh as well, because at a time when I was feeling really low, he said, "I'll give you that. I'll push you out there." So that was really, really good for me. The other time that I really put my finger on, you can see it. Well, it wasn't last. Whenever the last game of the season was against Burnley. We finished, our last game of the season was against Burnley. Is that right? Am I remembering that right?
I'm not sure.
But last away game or something, I don't know. I don't know. Last was right near the end of a season. Right near the end of a season. It's not last season. It might be the season before. I remember doing it. I remember looking back on it. I don't know. I'd have to look back now. It was definitely a Burnley. I say Burnley. It's funny. Your memory plays tricks on you.
Yeah.
I remember it's you, me, and Tom did the thing, and I came away, and I'd lost all my love for it. I'd lost all my desire for it. I was really feeling the West Ham politics as well. As people watch these things, they don't know. There's a lot of. It's not anything. Look, you put 20 people in a room, and not everybody is going to get on. All right. So it's crazy to think that 100 different people from every West Ham website and every video and everything else are all going to get on. You have a clash of personality. You have a clash of personalities with people within your own family. Do you know what I mean? And I think there was so much going on with West Ham politics I was really struggling with. And I thought it was Burn. Now I'm doubting myself. Now if you would have said yes, last game of the season,
people in the live chat are saying we played Burnley in the last game of the season 2 years ago, 16-17, because Declan Rice made his debut, and the very last minute Rice came on, didn't he?
That one. There you go. Again, the chat, like with Nordvite, they've saved us there. Yeah, absolutely. Right then, I came off of that video and I said to the missus, not sure I can do this anymore, but it probably happened at the right time, because it gave me the summer to think over things, and then, mate, as we do with this stuff, we have new ideas for new videos and new concepts, and yeah, there you go. Those are my two, really.
Yeah, it's just the one for me, and that was the season before last. It's just, I had a lot on in my personal life and stuff, and I was just tired. Hammer's chat takes up a lot of time, and you play a lot of time into it. Especially, it's not so much now. Back then, when we were doing the website, oh crikey! I remember spending one Sunday. I remember spending a Sunday on my computer here. Gonzo was on his computer then, and back then, technology isn't as good then as it is now. Nowadays, our laptops are a bit faster, broadband's a bit quicker. Back then, we still had reliable internet and stuff, but our technology wasn't as good, so it was a bit more fiddly. We were on the phone on and off every hour, texting. We were trying to do stuff on the forum. And I know you're thinking, why are we revamping the forum? I'm trying to change the colour of one button. It took us all Sunday. Right? That's how long it took us. It took us all day to change the colour of one button. But it's taken hours to do stuff with Hammer's Chatting. A couple of years ago, I was just knackered. I'd get up in the morning, I'd go to work. While I'm at work, I'm doing Hammer's Chat stuff. When we were doing the app, the people that made our app are from India, because we cannot afford British app developers. They were like 6 to 10 grand. We thought, people in India were going to do it for $2,000. So we thought, right, but I had to wake up. I set my alarm for 3 o'clock every morning to wake up, go on this messenger thing, and message them, and I basically said to them, "You've got half an hour." Then I'm going back to sleep. But there was a translation issue, there was a language barrier, and it was difficult to understand what they're saying. They're struggling to understand what I'm saying. But never mind the fact I'm Scottish, just my English is difficult. And I was just trying to stay awake, and then I'd go to work, I'd ring you, we'd sort of have a liaise with what's happened in the last 24 hours with app developers. They were difficult to control and manage a little bit, and they were getting snipey with us sometimes, so we'd have to snipe back, and that was difficult. But yeah, a year and a half ago or so, man, I just had a lot going on in my life, and without Hammer's Chat, I had a lot, and I think there's a couple of things left I wouldn't mind doing before I bow out of this world, if you like, and I haven't achieved them yet. So I just thought, is it possible to do both Hammer's Chat and West Ham? Like, can I still have a season ticket and do the other stuff? Probably not, because West Ham just takes up so much money of mine. I'm feeling flush this month, to be truth be told, because of what's going on in the world, and I'm not going to London for the last 6 weeks, and I'm not going to be going for the next 6 weeks. I've got more disposable income than in the last 4 or 5 years or something. I've trained myself. I'll get onto that in another video. So I've spoiled myself a little bit. So that was the only time, you know. That was, I don't know, I just really debated it, and I generally got to the point as to what will I do? Will I give sort of my half of Hammer's Chat to Charlie, or what will I? Will I just give it all to Gonzo? Like, I was just thinking, what is the right thing to do? Or maybe I'll just like keep my half and just disappear. Because it's worth money now, this half of Hammer's Chat.
Yeah. No, I just the concept of you disappearing. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't disappear. I'd ring you up and tell you that I'd call it a break, but you know, it'd be a break with no intention of coming back, perhaps. But I don't know. You just, to be fair, I like to think me and Gonzo motivate each other a little bit. If one of us is down, what we are very good at is the other one sort of realises, or not realises, we're comfortable enough to ring the other one up and say, I'm not feeling great today or whatever. The other one will pick up the baton and run with it until the other one's alright again. And we are good at helping each other out.
We have both dropped out at various times for a week or two here or there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we pick up the baton and run with it. We'll get onto the trolls in a second, because there's some trolling, some naughtiness. Sometimes we've maybe been sad. That's coming up. So back to the questions. A bit more fun here. Woody, Alan!
Hello.
Oh, before this disappears, Full Sheezy put in £10. Congratulations, Hammer's Chat. # stand up Geo. Not happening. I am not standing up. I don't even have a kilt on. I don't understand. What they want? Proof I'm not wearing a skirt. I'm wearing joggers, lounge pants.
Nothing.
Lounge pants. Honestly, lounge pants are amazing. Everyone needs lounge pants. And Ray put in £10. I don't know why Ray's putting a tenner considering he's a patron.
Borum. Yeah, he doesn't like that. Ray, come along.
He's putting £9.99. He put, congratulations, guys. Can me and Charlie have biscuits? Which is a bit dumb. He's given us £10 to buy him biscuits.
I've got biscuits, Ray.
Yeah. He's giving us money to buy him biscuits. Doesn't really make sense because he's bought biscuits himself. But anyway, back to Twitter. Rudy, Alan, congratulations, fellas. What are your favourite other channels and fan sites, and what do you like about them? Do 3 at the most, otherwise we could be here all night.
I don't really watch any other channels or fan sites, to be perfectly honest with you. Everything that Geo said.
Clout and Hugh, that's a fan site.
All right, fair enough. It's not like I like plenty. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like plenty of them. I just don't have time to watch it. The post-match point is the thing to watch. Free Hammers, really good, by the way. Really good. They should have far more subscribers. Luke really slick in how he presents. Very likable as well, which is a massive thing. Yeah, I mean, I like loads of people. I'd read another round if I could. I really like Graham. Graham's a really good guy. But I don't even. Obviously, my mate is Canning Town Len, so we, obviously, anytime that's different though, because a lot of the time if he uploads or he's doing something, we'll tell each other. Do you know what I mean? So, but having said that, I found a video that he'd done today, just sort of naturally. But I don't have. There's lots of stuff, and there's people I haven't even mentioned this, and obviously the thing is you start listing everybody. But
yeah, that's why I said 3. Otherwise, you can't.
Yeah, I don't. What Geo said about Hammer's Chat and West Ham being time consuming is absolutely, and I've said this for a long time. Geo will know this. I've said this. I must have said this 10 or 20 times. Geo, this is a single man's game, right? It really does. For you not to, this is a difficult gig if you've got a family, you know what I mean, a wife or whatever. You've just got other commitments. And I have to really, because I run my own business. Not at the moment, I don't. I run my own business. I've got kids. Kids are getting older. 2 of them are in army cadets. 2 of them play football. One of them also does gym. And there's other, one of them wants to do trampolining. There's a lot of stuff, and as they get older, they do more stuff. And my wife is very understanding, particularly now since we've done the Patreon thing as well. It's really helps. I can actually justify it to her and say, look, well, you know what? I'm getting a little bit of money off this, which allow me to realistically do 2 or 3 days solid work on it. I don't sit here and do 2 or 3 days solid work, but you can do 4 hours here and 4 hours. And do you know what? You get some money. We get some money off the adverts. I'm not going to lie as well. And people putting in money there. It's great. It's lovely. But once that is done, once the Hammers chat goes down, if I then open up my laptop in that lounge and I open it up and there's Nicky saying, "Welcome to post-match pint, the only post-match pint on the internet," and saying all this stuff, my missus would say, "What on earth are you doing? Why are you doing more West Ham stuff? Is it not taken enough of our life?" She's never said that, but I know she would, and so I don't watch all the other things. So actually, you'll find my favourite YouTubers that I watch most of are nothing to do with West Ham at all.
Yeah, to be fair, my favourite YouTuber is a West Ham fan but doesn't do West Ham content. But I'm glad you said the Three Hammers. I was going to say them as well. They're the nicest people you'll ever meet. I think they've been victims of bullying by other people, unfortunately involved in the West Ham world. They've been victims of bullying because they disappeared for a little while, and I believe they never confirmed this. This is my own conspiracy. I say it's more than a conspiracy. I say it's pretty like a fair conclusion, and I think they disappeared because of essentially bullying by other sides, and I felt really sorry for them. I want to give them a big cuddle. I'm glad you sent these up by the band. The two I'm picking out the most though is because I get on with them really well, and I didn't know them before I started Hammers Chat. And that's the West Ham Way podcast because of X, West Ham employee. Well, I like Dave as well, but I speak to X a lot more. I'm good friends with X. And West Ham Fan TV. I was sort of a bit wary of treading on their toes when we started this, but they couldn't be more accommodating. Ryan and Nicky came on our shows very early doors, and after the shows we have a little chat, and both said, you ever need anything, just ring us up and stuff. And Nicky's now a very good friend of mine. I speak to him every single day, and we speak to each other about each other's channels, and in confidence and trust, if you like, because we know we're not going to mug each other off and whatever.
Oh, just to stop you there, actually the first time he ever came on the channel, Nicky, actually, he said, as you remember, at the end of it, he said, by the way, he said, you need to sort your end slates out. He said, otherwise your videos are going to go and click onto ours. He said, at the end of your video, you need to promote another one of your videos. He was the first person to tell us that.
Yeah, so there's no pettiness. A lot of people think we all hate each other because we're each other's competition. We are each other's competition, but we're still friendly. We still get on with each other. I still watch all their videos and stuff, and I know they watch most of ours. If they're watching this. Cheers, guys. $9.99 from Danny Gonzalez. He says, fantastic work, fellas. Makes being a Hammers fan bearable. Just to clarify, how small is Gonzo? Are we talking Dennis Waterman from Little Britain small?
How tall's Dennis Waterman?
I don't know. You're not a dwarf.
I'm not a dwarf.
Are you a midget?
People often say, are you a short man or a tall dwarf?
Well, you're one of the other. You're a bit of both, aren't you?
Yeah.
You fit somewhere in the middle. If I was to stand up, I'd be able to compare where you come to me, but I'm not going to stand up, unfortunately. To be fair, you're about to my shoulder height, maybe.
I don't know.
People watch a video. We've been standing next to each other, loads of them.
Watch a video.
Yeah.
I've got to say, there's one. The worst one is when I interviewed Trevor Brooking because it was Banks.
Nah. The worst one is when Mike's in them.
Yeah, but Mike is really significant.
Yeah, but people don't know that.
Yeah, but Mike's 6'4", 6'5", something like that. But the bank, I think Trevor Brooking is probably 6'1" or something like that. But the banking at Upton Park, and I'm stood at the banking here, and Trevor Brooking stood there. And honestly, I look about half his height. It's still a good day though.
Tom Bull, well done, lads. Just to add, it's a pleasure to call you both mates. You've obviously given me a platform to express my views in the past, as well as the opportunity to meet fellow fans on the boats. Keep up all the good work. I replied.
He's a good talker.
I replied to him, said that we don't know who he is, and this is awkward. Take a look. # Levy out. Yes, he is a Spurs fan. However, just wait. As a Tottenham fan, I'd like to know how you guys feel about other fans of other channels enjoying the channel. I absolutely love it. Now, Take a Look does watch most of our videos. He's one of our regular contributors on Twitter, despite being a Spurs fan. Do you have a view on other fans of other channels watching?
I do. Every day when I upload on the forum channel, whatever the lunchtime video, morning video, whatever it is, one of the first messages I always get is from a guy called Paul. Paul's an Aston Villa fan. He's up in the Midlands, and he really watches all our content. I've had a message from a Millwall fan today who watches our content, an Arsenal fan, and there is a Tottenham fan as well. And actually, even I was getting a load of stick from Newcastle fans the other day, and I was giving it back, proper giving it back. He messaged and said, "I will watch all your stuff. Not all us Newcastle fans are like the messages you've been getting." And mate, I love the fact that other fans watch our stuff, and I would never ever ever take that for granted. And I'd like to feel, and you know this, and you say this yourself, when we do our previews, when we assess the other team, we're always fair. You know, we always look at the other team. If we got Wolves coming up, Burnley coming up, we always look at their team. We're always trying to, so we don't, not biased or nasty. Do you know what I mean? We're always trying to assess them fairly.
It's one of the best things I've ever read about our channels. Was not that long ago. It was this season. It was on a Wolves fans forum, which is quite funny because that's where we've come from, a fans forum, an old school forum, a Wolves fans forum. And the thread title was, I described Wolves as something, and it was a compliment, something like, oh, I look at them with envy or something, how their season's going in Europa League. And they used that as the title of the thread, looking at us with envy eyes or something like that. And when you opened it, it says, oh, the boys over at Hammers Chat have done this preview, blah, blah, blah. In the comments, the replies from their regular posters were really, really nice. They were really like, oh, those two know, they've clearly done their research, clearly watch a lot of football, talk a lot of sense. And for other fans to come and listen to you speak about their club and think, actually, almost give you a pass mark. If we speak about Wolves fans come on and give you a pass mark. That is almost validating, in my opinion, us doing previews, if that makes sense. Because it is sometimes difficult to speak about another team's club. Because as a West Ham fan, if you tune into another preview of let's just say Wolves v West Ham with a Wolves fan, and he's saying, oh, well, Declan Rice is overrated, you're going to get a bit angry. Unless you're 4CZ, you're going to be sitting clicking the like button. But generally speaking, you know what I mean? You listen to it from a different concept, from a different perspective, and it can get your back up a little bit. So that was quite good. Dan at West Ham Warzook, what is your favourite thing about Hammers Chat?
Oh, what Geo said earlier about that was a pivotal time when we went to the Railway Tavern, because that was a lot of these guys I've been chatting with online since 2005. Do you know what I mean? This has been, 9-10 years of knowing people online, meeting for the first time, and it's that. What is what I like most about Hammers Chat, how it's turned online people into real people when we're all friends. I've told the story before. There was a time, particularly when I moved out of London, particularly I moved down to Dorset and things like that. There's times when I would travel up to a game on my own. I would go to a game. I'd get off the train. I wouldn't even go to a pub. I'd walk down Green Street. I'd probably sit in for half hour, watch the build up, watch the game, leave, go home. Wouldn't speak to a soul unless you might exchange a couple of words with the person next to you. Hammers Chat has completely changed my match day experience. Now I see a lot of people, and Hammers Chat has been great for that, and that really started. I think when we started doing, that really at last season as well. Upton Park started. Alan Avitt, met him down there. Met a lot of people down there as well who came. Much remember Steve Herbie Hammer came down. Tom came down. Do you remember? Obviously we'd met Charlie. Charlie was with us anyway. There was a lot of people. West Ham Fan 60 came down off the forum. There's a lot of people. We just thought, hold on. We're making friends here.
A community.
Yeah, it was. That's got to be the best thing.
We've built a community. That's what we've built. It tends to originate on the boats on match days, but we have built a community. There's lots of people that's come along who don't know anyone. Mike is a prime example for people resonating with someone. Mike come along to the boats one day, never met anyone, nothing, just came and said hello, spoke to people, became a regular before he had to move up north, and he made a lot of friends and stuff. So I like to think we've built a community, but it's the people for me as well, my favourite thing. I've met people that are now good friends, obviously yourself and Charlie, but Tom and Bez I would consider like two of my best friends in my life now and stuff like that. And even if Hammers Chat stopped tomorrow, I like to think I've got friends for life off the back of it. David Ryder, which of the current squad will still be playing for West Ham when you make your 2000th video? None. Ngakia, maybe. That's it.
Yeah.
None. I can't see anyone else. Holland. But then we're now going.
What? Another 1,000 video. What? 3-4 years.
Well, it took us 5 years to get to here. Yeah. We're uploading a bit more now, but
not that much more. We're not enough more. I don't know. Really, yes, it's going to be. That's going to be a really. We're in trouble if Noble's still playing in centre midfield. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, there's none. Last one from Twitter, and there's a couple of them live chatting. We'll go back to Hamish chat. Andy Walsh, is there anything you would have done different if you started out again, knowing what you know now? And he goes on to say, "Well done, guys, and a fantastic achievement. More so now in these troubled times we're in. I'm glad I can tag along for the ride. Thanks to all at Hamish chat." Cheers, Andy.
Oh, and you are along for the ride, Andy. I bumped into Andy. Comments on all our videos. He is, and I bumped into him. He introduced himself outside the stadium as well. This season, whatever you want to call it, which is great. And it happens. That happens. The more people watch the videos, the more that happens. The more people say hello, and I love that. I really do. That's a really good thing. To do differently, I'd like to say something profound and meaningful. But I can't really think of it. I'm a bit of a pragmatist. I often think things have ended up, for the best. And I'm maybe the little technical things I might have done with recording or something. But
no, there's one massive thing for me, huge. I thought you were going to say it. I would have done everything sooner. Every single thing that we've done has worked out, and I've always thought, I wish we'd done it sooner. More so now with the pitching, which we'll get on to in a second. There's a few things there, but I just think, I wish we'd done it sooner.
Sorry, I mean that's. When I went on with Nicky on the podcast with Nicky and Dan, we had a chat for about an hour afterwards. I can't remember what was recorded and what was a private conversation, but we very much having a chat about YouTube, and Nicky was saying about starting earlier. So we were talking about that Irons Views. Was it called Irons Views?
Yeah.
And he looked like he had the world in his hands. Do you know what I mean? He had like a little studio thing going on. He had some players and all the rest of it. And Nicky was very much saying that. I think Nicky was saying that he actually had the idea of it almost 8 or 9 years before. And if he'd have done that, he's right. They would have been on whatever 250,000 viewers, subscribers by now, and stuff like that. So yeah, you're absolutely right. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, right. A couple from the live chat. Jeffrey, moment of moment of shows most ashamed of. So out of the 1,000 videos on this channel, what is there any that you're most ashamed of?
I think not that I can particularly think of. I think I don't like seeing myself drunk, in all honesty, and I do tend to go to games and get drunk, which is not great. So the last thing I want to see is myself slurring on a on a review. I don't have to anymore, but because I don't do the vlogs anymore. That was painful the next day because I'd have to edit the vlogs and I'd have to edit footage of myself getting progressively more drunk throughout the day, and I just used to hate it. But as I say, I'm a bit of a pragmatist anyway.
Miggsy said you're FIFA playing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm quite proud of that. I've discovered I'm quite resilient with it. I'm quite proud of it.
Barbara Bowler says that's all of them then.
Yeah.
Mine's. I've only got one, and that is the Harewood one. Remember when you come down the boats?
Yeah.
Do you remember? He would come down the boats after the game and we just got smashed 5-1 by Arsenal. And I was well pissed off, and he decided to come on the review and he tried to sit on the fence. So yeah. I wish I was a bit more diplomatic with Marlon then, rather than telling him to get off the fence. But
yeah.
I don't know. Meh. That's the one video I'd like to go back and redo, if you like. I'd be a bit nicer. I wasn't harsh to Marlon. I was just a bit frustrated that he was playing it safe. Obviously, it's understandable why, because that's people he knows and stuff that's in the changing room. But I just wish back then I was a bit more switched on and didn't shout at him, basically.
He did laugh though, because at the time the mannequin challenge was going on, and I said our defence was doing the mannequin challenge, and he laughed, and he's trying to hold it back because he realised he was laughing about his mates.
Yeah, but he tweeted afterwards, straight after he tweeted hard questions from Hamish chat, which is half a compliment, I guess, but I would have liked to have been a bit more sober for that one. Eric, what is the most proud video that you've done out of the 1,000?
I don't know, Eric. I don't know. I don't. Again, I should probably say something profound like the 24-hour stream, or which is something to be proud of, because we raised what, $4,000 for charity, something like that.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, but I didn't do I didn't do it at 24 hours. Geo did, so you should be more proud of that than I am. I don't know. I'm proud. I'm actually. I can't really pinpoint one thing. I am proud of a lot of it though. I am proud. I am. I'll be honest with you. With someone, I am proud to say, yeah. Let's see the old Hammers chat. Yeah, that's us.
I've got 2 or 3. One was very recent. One's a 24-hour stream. That one I was proud of because, well, we didn't even know if we would work. And then the worst thing is I can't sleep. I'm one of these people. 7 o'clock tomorrow's Saturday. Tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock at the latest, I'll be awake. My mind's awake. I even said to you the other night, I can't sleep. My brain's just fucking. And you're like, well, get off your phone. I was like, I'm not on my phone. I'm on my phone trying to listen to music.
I'm sorry. I'm going to rumble you now publicly.
Yes.
You said to me, I said to you, you said I can't sleep, blah blah blah, and I said, well, get to bed then. Get off a device or something like that. You just get bed. You said to me, I am in bed.
Yes.
That's what you said to me, right? Yeah.
It was an invite.
Well, about 10 minutes later, right? 10 minutes later, I'm down here. The Xbox is on. This thing pops up. Bing! Geo Mackie is online.
I think I put on Netflix. I was putting on Netflix.
Oh, was it?
I was putting on Netflix because I was in bed, so I put Netflix on to try and. I've got something called Innocence Files at the minute, which is American people in jail. It should be in jail. I put that on because I cannot, like, it doesn't get me like that. I can watch it, but I find it a bit boring.
Yes, yeah.
So it actually puts me to sleep a little bit.
Sure.
But I can't sleep. I cannot sleep. Like, my brain's just too active almost. If I've got something bothering me or if I've got an idea or something, I'm a bit like. I've always been like it though. Ever since I started working, I guess I'm just too. My mind is hyper. So yeah, I can't sleep. So the 24-hour stream, my plan was to sleep during the day. We started at 5 p.m. I think 5 p.m. on the Friday night till 5 p.m. Saturday. My plan was to get up really early and then sleep. So I got up really early and I couldn't get back to sleep. So I got up at like 5 a.m. on Friday. Then I'm thinking like noon, go for a 5-hour kip. I was in bed with my eyes shut. I just couldn't sleep at all. So come the review, the start of it, I thought I'm not going to manage this. And during the night, I was knackered. I was on my arse during the night. Luckily, Tom and Charlie were with me with the American Hammers, and they just kept trying. I just sat here like. And at one point, I went and sat on the windowsill, which is just behind there, with the window open for the fresh air. And I was genuinely thinking, at some point, I'm going to fall off here. I'm going to fall out my window. It's on the first floor as well, so I'm going to fall, possibly die on the driveway on the bottom. So I went and stood at the door as well. It was pissing rain, of course. It's Scotland. It's pissing rain, so I couldn't even go outside. I was struggling during the night. But then I got like a second wave of energy, just as you come back on 5 a.m. And I thought the videos went quite well. And then I sat and watched the most boring Champions League final I've seen in a long time. But we raised $5,000, and I was thinking we could get $1,000. I'd have been happy. But to get 5, I was quite emotional come the end of it. I almost wanted to cry. I was knackered. It was a big team effort. It was a big team effort though, and it's like, yeah, I was proud. But recently, the shop video, I'm proud of that one. When I mean you just go around the shop, it's one take, and I like to think that is the symbol of what me, Gonzo, and Hammers Chat are. It's just us having fun. And it's one take because we don't really know how to edit, so we can't edit. So we can only really do it in one take. So we'll just go round and everything. There's no script. There's nothing. Everything's just made up on the spot, and I think it's quite good fun. And a lot of people enjoyed it. And I've seen in the chat, I mentioned it earlier, and a few people in the chat said, "Oh, that's my first one I've ever watched as well." But the third one was very, very recent, and I can't remember the situation. Pellegrini might have just been sacked or was a way to get sacked, but everything was just so doom and gloom around West Ham, and me and Gonzo got fed up speaking about the negativity. And this happens. I know people are going to say, well, I tell you to stop being negative. Trust me, sometimes we don't sit here and think, how can we be negative? No one does that. How can we be negative? We generally sit here and think, oh, can we please just fucking win so we can do a positive review for once. And we get beat with it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to dig out the same players every week. But there was a cup of tea we done, and everything was doing good, and we basically ignored everything. We ignored the negative shit, and we had a really good cup of tea. We had a laugh, interacted with live chat. It was really good fun. And afterwards, we said that's one of our best ever videos. And my showbiz name, who watches all of our videos and has done for a long time, he said that's one of the best videos you've ever done because it was such a feel-good factor. It had a lot of likes and stuff. Yeah. And I was proud of that. I thought, you know something? For all the negativity that fan channels get, actually, a lot of them, and I include every other West Ham fan channel in this here, a lot of them can lift your spirits as well. When you're feeling a bit shit or whatever, you can. There is feel-good stuff out there sometimes because we do generally want to make content that is fun. Despite what a lot of people have a perception of fan channels that all you want is negativity because it drives views. Now that's true. That is true. We will get more views if we lose 4-1 than win 4-1. It's fact. You go look at the figures; they're there for you to see. But we enjoy talking about the 4-1 a lot more than the defeat.
And you're absolutely right. And I am desperate, constantly desperate, for the most successful videos to be funny ones, to be fun ones, to be entertaining ones. Absolutely, I always want. You know, unfortunately, what can you do? You're right. You know, it's the whole. I got a lot of stick when I did the old Arsenal fan TV stuff and all the rest of it, but I did feel that it was predicated and based upon a misery in many respects and sort of a freak show. And you've got to, you know, you've got to take that. We've had some massive views off the back of, you know, almost a point when Chicharito was here. Almost your best views would be if West Ham lost and Chicharito scored, because you get the anger, and then you get the Mexican. All the Mexican people coming on to say what you're saying about Chicharito, because he said they call him Chicha Dios, which is Chicha God. Yeah, but I don't want it to be like that. You want people to watch a cup of tea and for it to be funny, and you're talking about bourbons and hobnobs and curries and Chinese, and you want people to watch it and think, actually, no, I enjoyed that. That was good fun. You'd much rather those be the most successful videos, definitely.
Right, before we talk about more negativity, unfortunately, £20 has been donated by West Ham Fan TV. Thank you, Nikki. Shouldn't really do that because I know what your situation is at the minute. Well, to be fair, everyone does because you're very open about it. So, Nikki, that was very bad of you, but thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to our next few bevies together. I'm dying for an 8am club, I'll tell you that for sure. That's probably one of my favourite Hammers Chat thing. 8am club.
Eight. It sounds like. So I thought for a second you were saying ATM, like you're getting a cash point first. No, it's 8 a.m.
That's when we meet up. Bit of breakfast, and Tom Down used to be one that would kick it off. He would turn up. We'd all order a breakfast, sit down. Tom would say, "What are you having?" So I just like, "Oh, fuck off. 4 pints, please, love." And I thought, Jesus, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Here we go. So Nicky's become more of a regular at them this season, and vodka is. Well, to be fair, we might as well just sprinkle over a sausage, bacon, and beans.
It's not a breakfast drink, really, to make the day last night. I don't know. I did it when I saw him that day, and then he did all those interviews at the end of the day.
I don't know. It's the first time I've ever seen Nicky drunk. I was in Liverpool with Nicky at Ray's bar. Ray, who's in the chat, Ray Boredom. Me and Nicky went to his bar, and I seen him a bit drunk there, but I was gone. And then that last one, I seen him really drunk. It's the first time I've ever seen him drunk. But back to Hammers Chat. Sorry, bad bits is getting slacked off, trolling, abuse. What's the worst you've had?
Death threats.
Fucking hell.
Death threats. Death threats, absolutely. Death threats. And I know you're going to. I know you go to the games. This is where you sit. I know you go with your son. You want to be careful. Those are. But I'll tell you something. I'll tell you who was the first person to say this to me, and it was Graham Howlett. Great. I was chatting to him about it, and obviously Graham's a good person to speak to because Graham's been doing this stuff for years and years. And he's at Mother Brown is a massive website. He's been doing it for years. And Graham Howlett said to me, he said, "Listen, mate," he said, "in my experience, if anyone wants to do you harm, they're probably not going to announce." He's not going to announce it to the world first. You know what I mean? They're going to come and just do it. Do you know what I mean? He said anyone that's going to announce it, shout out's probably not going to do anything anyway. But yeah. So that was it's difficult, Geo. You know, listen, there's me telling you. You know, you've got your own stories as well. So
I've only got one. I've only got like one thing, which puts there's like I keep a lot of things away from YouTube. I keep things at arm's length because I often find what the information you put out there, whether it's opinions or bits about yourself, it's basically bullets. You're basically putting bullets out there. Now most people will ignore it, or they'll just look at it as an opinion rather than a bullet. But there are people that will take those bullets and load it into a gun and turn around and start firing it back at you and trying to shoot you with them essentially. The one thing that got me, there's two things. One is comments about Charlie. I know he doesn't mind me saying this because A, I've said it before, he's not said anything, and B, he's addressed it a little bit himself in other videos. When we first met Charlie, he was really bad for anxiety, and I mean like he would tremble, like he was really bad. And I remember the first time ever I met him in the Queens with Tom and Tom's mum and brother, and we were all at table, had lots of drink and stuff. I remember looking at Charlie and he was shaking. I was just like, are you okay? Like, I've never experienced something like this before. She said, no, I'm all right. And I've always thought, wow, this guy's got like some kind of issues I don't know about, but here he is in the middle of a cramped pub putting himself out there. He's just getting on with it. And I thought, fair fucking play to you. And I've seen him getting better and better in terms of confidence. I don't think he's got the shakes anymore. If he does, it's only like in real situations where me and Gonzo are nervous as well. Like if we go behind the scenes at the London Stadium or something, we get a bit nervous as well. So I've seen him sort of overcome this, and then some twat will come up on a video and say something about his appearance or something. I just think, fuck you. Like, he's there giving an opinion. He's done a 20-minute video speaking about a West Ham player, and all you've got to say is shave your beard. Now, Charlie doesn't mind it from me, you, or people Charlie knows. Even the subscribers that comment regularly, Charlie will not mind it whatsoever because he can have a laugh. But when it's fake accounts, when a fake account rocks up and leaves a comment, I just look at that, it generally makes me really angry. I generally sit here thinking like, you are aiming this at the guy with the biggest heart I've ever met in my life. He's not got a naughty bone in his entire body, bless him. And then this prick, whoever it is trying to put him down. I just fucking... it's making me angry talking about it. Because I can take most things. People often leave comments about me being Scottish. Like that's going to offend me. To be honest with you, I'm pretty fucking proud to be Scottish, you know. I'm glad to be from Scotland, especially with all this stuff going on. I go around my town, everyone is adhering to what's going on. I think I'm fucking proud to live here. I'm proud to be Scottish. And then people are always and? I don't give a fuck if my country's shite at the World Cup. We've been shite since 1998. I'm pretty fucking used to it. I don't know any different. But the only thing that's really upset me, personally, is when I get comments about my hearing aids. Because it's made me insecure a little bit. I used to have long hair. Because I used to have hearing aids on the ears. And I didn't want people to see them. Well, I wanted to wear them to play football. And you had to take them out because it's dangerous. So I grew my hair long so I could wear my hearing aids to play football. But then I just kept my hair long to cover it until I could save up fucking thousands of pounds to get these little ones that go in my ears so no one can see them. But then the first comments appeared before people knew I had them. So it was someone I knew that was leaving the comments. And that's when I started getting really fucking paranoid because I thought, who the fuck's doing this? Like, who is that? I started second guessing. Not Gonzo or Charlie or that, but other people from other channels and stuff. I started thinking, oh, it's one of you fucking lot then. Because who has the motivation to do this? And I thought it was fucking people with something to gain. If I was to stop doing YouTube, who would gain from it? I thought, well, it was people from other channels. So I started getting really like paranoid about who it was. And it was quite, he'd be like, oh, he talks like a mong. Is it because he's deaf? And not the worst thing, I would read it, ignore it, and then you or Charlie would come along and delete the comment, but I'd already read it. But you didn't know I'd already read it. And I could see you deleting it, so I didn't read it. But I don't know, I just thought, how low must you be? And I've come to ignore it now, because someone left a comment not that long ago about it on the forum channel, because I've done 2 videos, and this is where it gets really fucking scummy sometimes, because one of your best friends had died, and I said, don't worry, I'll do the videos for the next couple of days, So I'd done a video because one of your best friends had died, and someone left a comment like, "Oh, why do you speak like that? Are you deaf, or can I call you Mong?" And I thought, like, really? This is what you like? I replied something quite clever to him, but you were Charlie deleted it, and I was a bit annoyed because my response was pretty fucking witty. And a couple of people liked my reply to him, but I don't know, just people coming for me being deaf is quite... It annoys me that, because I didn't choose this. It costs me a lot of money to be deaf as well. It does.
Yeah.
It cost me these hearing aids cost me like $4,000, and they cost, I don't know, fucking a few £100s a year.
Yeah, it's look, I mean, that's just everyone trying to protect everyone else deleting comments. You know why I would do it, and obviously the hope there is that you don't see them. But I think, I mean, I get a lot, but I probably kick out a bit more as well. Do you know what I mean? I probably go for people a little bit more as well. So I do understand that. I get it. And in the main, not only can I take it, I can I sort of like taking it, and I've started to now start to use it to then go back at them, because it took me a little while to realise, hold on a second, you know what I mean? You're one voice. I'm going to turn it round and I'm going to throw it back, and everyone's going to see what you're doing. But even today, so I've had two today actually. One of them, and it made me, because you can click. People don't realise when you've got a YouTube channel, you can go and click on other people who's posting and see all their previous points, see if they've got a channel, see these sorts of things, which is absolutely only right. If someone's going to troll you, you need to be able to do a little bit of thing. And so I clicked on this geezer. He basically turned around and he said, "Oh, this is all getting very political now. Your channel's getting very political now." And today I did one about West Ham links in the know, which you know. Your geezer, your Twitter geezer. Yes, I did one about David Moyes being fruit and veg. If you'd have said one, if you'd have said it a few days ago, I would have said, all right, fair enough, that's a political one. Anyway, so I clicked on him because it was obviously a complaint. Then I looked, his one before that was about, two before that was about you. You know, when you talk about Snodgrass, and he's basically said the whole Scottish thing against you. And his one apart from that was basically him saying, I don't like it when you say a player's crazy. So I then wrote underneath this before, look, it's just language. No one has, he said, I think it undermines mental health. I said to him, look, no one's got more respect for mental health than me. You know what I mean? I really understand. Myself and my wife are big advocates for it. My wife runs a mental health charity. He basically said, he basically replied to that, that doesn't mean anything. Just because your wife means your wife's decent, you're not. Do you know what I mean? It's like you saying because my wife, you know what I mean? It's like you saying I'm not racist because I've got a black mate, and started going on about all this other stuff. I just thought, what, and I looked and I thought, why are you subscribing? And I looked down, it's just a list of complaints about everything we've done. And I thought, actually, like sometimes you say, please subscribe. And I thought, actually, I don't want subscribers like that. By all means, do you know what I mean? If I pronounce a player's name wrong, tell me. If you think such and such a striker is better than this one, tell me. But to actually, and I said, here's a novel idea, mate. Why don't you actually go and subscribe to a channel that you enjoy? What can you do? What can you do?
Anyway, a couple of questions. We'll go to live chat. A couple of bits of Hammer's chat. We'll start wrapping this up. Last one that was submitted beforehand. Michael John, when you started, how long did you think this would go on for?
I don't think you do. I don't remember ever. I think I've thought it now. But once you're into the journey, I think at the start, I don't give it any thought at all.
You just fucking wing it, don't you?
I think you're just hoping the next video is going to do that. I think if your first video's got 20 views, you're hoping the next one's got 23. I think that's how it goes. I think you're constantly, just trying to build on what you got.
Yeah. So anyway, we've got YouTube, we've got the app, we've got the forum, we've got the boats. Then it was time for Patreon, and this was actually. Do you know when we say what's our most ashamed video? We can think of one. Our most awkward video. Well, this was horrible, this was easy. This is the Patreon video. This is the launch of the Patreon one. Because it was sort of like, we want to do Patreon because we feel like we can offer more, but asking people for money is not really what we want to do. But we've done it, and I have to say we were fucking blown away by the initial support, really, because we were thinking we can get like 10 in the first 2 weeks. We'd be doing really well. We got 10 overnight. We thought, oh, wow, what's going on here? But I don't know how you declare a success. I don't know what the rule of thumb for success is, but to me, Gonzo has been a massive success because it's been more than what we imagined it. And I think what people don't realise is the Patreon, in other stuff as well, even if you're not a Patreon, even if you leave a thumbs up on a video, or if you leave a nice comment, you don't have to agree with the opinion. If you say, nice video, however, I don't agree with you because blah, 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 that's fine. I think a lot of people don't realise how motivational that is. Now, it doesn't always happen, but the Patreon is a motivational thing as well. And I think that's why me and Gonzo at the minute are probably more motivated than ever for Hamish Chat, and it's for different reasons in day one. It is different. Yep. It's for different reasons. You change, things change, circumstances changes, but your mindset changes, and it's now the Patreon sort of driving us. It's giving us not to get up and go, but it's like, right, okay, let's do this. Let's try and turn it into something. Well, we're doing 1 day a week on Hamish Chat. We want to do 2 days a week, 3 days a week. Well, no, sorry, 1 day a month we're doing on Hamish Chat. We want to turn that into almost a week a month eventually. So that's given us a real jet. But the Patreon's gone. Fantastic. I cannot wait for football to come back. We've got some decent stuff lined up for patrons then. But it's gone well. It's gone well.
Yeah, it's quite funny actually, because there's an old you never notice small change. That's the as the old adage goes, you just never notice small change. I'm next time I see my mum, she'll say, "Crikey, you've got a beard. Where's your hair gone?" And whatever, she won't, because I've seen her on Skype. But that is small change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you sometimes have to realign yourself to what's happened. And I still find it crazy that anybody would want to spend any time listening to what we've got to say. Never mind pay to support us to do more of it, which is what we had a, when we were talking about the Patreon, which we did speak about for some time
2 years or something. Yeah.
When we went for it, look, we pledged additional content, and we have given additional content. We do that, but I said to Geo, when we do this, you have to it's very much a case of, look, you do this, you're supporting us. Don't do it because you think the one exclusive video you might get this week or whatever is going to be the best. Do it. If you feel that you want to support us because you've joined us on our journey, you want to be part of it going forward. And that, as I say, I find it quite. It's humbling, but it is really it's a really lovely thing that people, as I say, number one, listen to us, and people don't. It's funny, isn't it? Because what becomes your daily routine, the other people don't. Everyone else's daily routine is different, so they might wait for our uploads, right? That's their daily routine. They might watch 5 or 6 channels, and we'll be one of them, and our upload, that's their daily routine. Well, mine is different. Yours is different. It's checking that it's been published. It's checking the stats after the first 2 hours. It's clicking into the comments. We're doing a whole load of separate things, and I'll tell you what, it's a really good buzz. I've got to say, when you publish a video and you're getting really good comments back, and it seems to be going well, and the feedback, because you know what it's like, Geo. Sometimes you do a video, right? Particularly if you put a lot into it, like your controversial comments one, yeah. Right? So I did. Was it a couple of, whatever? I think whatever mine was a couple of days ago. It was lots of edits. So a lot of the time I just press. And I talk for 10 minutes and I go off. It's not, I did edit one, and you put it up and you think, I hope this. I put a couple of jokes in there. I hope it goes well. There's a couple of edits. I hope people respond well to it. And when it goes up, and then you're getting thumbs up. Really enjoyed that, mate. Thanks. Really, this was great. Looking forward to the next one of those. And you think, look, it makes you feel good. There's no doubt about it. It's a really good. I don't get too caught up on the troll things, you know what I mean? Do not. It is a minor part, and the trick is to ignore them as much as you can. Use the worst ones for your own benefit, and then to really concentrate on the good, regular people that watch your videos all the time. And how many times do we get people contact us, Geo, for the first time and say, "I'm a silent viewer."
Yeah.
But I just wanted you. I don't comment on everything, but I just wanted you to know that I watch it and I enjoy it, and that is, I'd say it don't get much better than that.
Yeah, then we brought out first merchandise, the mugs. First ever merchandise. It took us 5 years to get here. We sort of always decided, we always knew this, we didn't want to bring out shite. It's as simple as that. You get these websites, you can join up, you upload your logo, and your logo goes on about 50 different garments. And you can go on, you buy a garment, they send you the garment, we get commission. And that was never an option for us. We've never ever discussed doing that absolute bollocks. So the mugs, we sourced a supplier, we made sure the quality was good, we designed it ourselves, got it, and we sold them all out in like 5 weeks. So even that we were blown away a bit. We're working our arse off behind the scenes to try and increase the shop. We want to bring out a shop. Some will be Hammer Chat merchandise, some will be like West Ham design. Like the mug was like a West Ham design, for example. Well, we've got like a Hammer Chat pin badge at the minute. So we're trying to do a bit of both, but the problem is bank, money. We're buying stock to sell it so that we are only going to sell you what we physically have. We can check it's not damaged, we can check it's alright, because Gonzo will tell you this, my thing in life, it makes me horny, shouldn't, it's customer service, it's my thing. I've always said, anything that we ever do, I always say to Gonzo, good customer service or bad customer service, and it has to be the good, because if it's bad, we ain't doing it. We always said with the mug from day one, if we won't buy it ourselves, we won't sell it, and we've stuck to that. We've ran into a massive issue with the polo shirts, but we done what we thought was the right thing in terms of customer service. So for example, we basically brought out a polo shirt, you've seen us both wearing them, it's claret with the blue stripes, crossed hammers. We sold about 50 of them, and then we got an email, Gonzo got an email saying, don't have them, you can have this one. Now I've got it here, you can have this one, which is good, it's good, right, it's good. It's got the crossed hammers, but it's plain claret, no blue striping. So the option was, you can have them all, or you can have all your money back. And then we were also thinking, well, what do we do? So we contacted every single person and said, what do you want? Most people took the substitute, thankfully. Some took a refund, we refunded them the money. So now we've got stock, which is not ideal, because we've had to pay for people to get the refund, if you like. So me and Gonzo are out of pocket because of that fuck up by suppliers, but it's the right thing to do. Good customer service. Right, 2 more questions, and then I've got a poem.
Peter.
I've got a poem from Peter. That's what I'm going to finish on. I'm going to finish on a poem. Last question is, we'll take a couple. Live chat, you've got any questions? Get them in very quickly, and then we'll do a couple of them. Rebecca, where do you see the channel going in the future? Don't know, still winging it.
Yeah, I really look. I mean, it's look. We're not going to lie. It's like Geo just spoke about the shop. Do we want to earn some money off the shop? Yes. Not even going to pretend otherwise. But I'll tell you now, we got with a t-shirt. We got the best t-shirt we could possibly get. We got it. We washed it. Everything. The mug had it the other day. We're always the next step. And Geo's absolutely right. At the moment, we can probably afford to take 2-3 days, something like that, a couple of days a month, and work on Hammers Chat. We'd like to get it where that's increased, where we doubled. That's success. I don't ever think that you're going to be a millionaire YouTuber. I think a lot of people that go for that are probably kidding themselves, because I think the market's saturated, and I think you've got to have a sort of a massive element of luck, and I think there's a lot with it. But I think just to keep growing it and to improve what we're doing whilst we're doing it, the more time we can put to it, there's direct correlation. The more time we can spend doing it, the better quality of stuff will come out, and the fresher we feel about doing ideas. So I just want to keep improving, keep growing, but I'm not looking to take over the world.
Yeah. I don't know the future for the channel. To be honest, I'm happy with how it's going. I'm looking forward to the people coming back, because when people come back, that's when we can really get our teeth into it. Short term, it's just trying to put content in enough for people to watch something every single day until the football comes back. That's our priority. As soon as football got postponed, we were on the phone thinking of content, thinking of ideas, how to just keep the channel checking over. And it's not so much for views for us, it's for people to have something to watch, because lockdown affects us as well, and so we need stuff to watch. I think I've fucking completed Netflix, to be honest with you. I have. I think I can't find anything to watch. Thank God Afterlife 2 came out today, because I'm just done. I've nothing to watch. £5 from James Gunn. Thank you, James. He's a regular to this channel.
Yes.
Geo Gonzo, I absolutely love this channel. Always waiting for the next video to drop. Thank you for all the hard work. Here's to the next 1,000 videos. God bless.
Thank you, James.
Ray was asking, can we do a match of the day style video discussing every Premier League game from the day? No, because we haven't watched them. You can't comment on a video. I can't comment on games that we're not watched. I'm not going to watch match of the day then comment on match of the day. We'll try something. We'll try on the patrons first if we do. We'll do that one. And then someone did ask, but Tom Bull, Yossi or Berkovic? Benayoun or Berkovic?
Different players as well. Someone know that because Berkovic, Benayoun travelled with a ball more than Berkovic did. But I do like Berkovic's eye for a pass, particularly the reverse pass. It was very skillful.
Berkovic for me. Hammer 1999. Any ex-player interviews lined up? A couple of maybes, but it's quite difficult. It's more difficult than people think to get ex-players. The worst thing is we've got a little kitty set aside for ex-players. How did we get that money? Where was that from? Sponsorship.
Yes, that was from Simon at ETC Sports.
Yeah, that was kindly from Simon. Simon from ETC Sports kindly supports us on the forum channel. We've got no sponsor on this channel, for example. We had one football, but that's finished. We've got no sponsor now. We've only got one on ETC Sports who does the app and the forum channel. So with that sponsorship money, we put it aside to get ex-player interviews for the channel. But it's more difficult than you think. But we're trying our best. We've got a couple of maybes. Steve Jones asks, what part of Dorset are you from?
Well, I'm not from Dorset, but I live down there. My mum still lives down. Pardon?
Plastic.
Plastic. I'm a plastic bumpkin. Yeah. In fact, my lovely friend that did pass away was the fireman. He died in the truffle, and it's very, very sad. He always used to say to me, "You do have a bit of bumpkin in you. You got a little bit of bumpkin in you," is what he used to say.
Is that what they call it these days?
A country bumpkin, like a little country bumpkin. He said you spent a few years down here. You have got a little bit of bumpkin in you. That's what he used to say. Down in Wimborne. If people know where Wimborne is, that's where.
No, I don't. But that'll answer Stephen's question for him. Right, we're going to start wrapping this up now, okay? Is there anything you would like to add? Anything you want to say?
No, not really. When in about 10 minutes' time we finish the video and I'm in the kitchen getting something to drink, I'll probably think, I wish I'd have said that.
Do you want to say thank you to the viewers?
Yeah, I do. I do definitely want to say thank you to the viewers, though. That's thank you, really. I mean, we can't. Anything I say now is going to sound like a cliched Oscar acceptance speech. I don't want to come over all Gwyneth Paltrow. Actually, that sounds disgusting. That's wrong, isn't it? You know what I mean.
It might be enjoyable. She might like it as well.
I don't. Well, maybe it should be certainly be a sliding doors moment, wouldn't it? I wouldn't. I think everything we've said, I like to think anything we've said now will make everybody appreciate quite how much we appreciate it. We don't take it for granted, and we love it. You know, let's be fair. Lots of people. I said this in the video the other day. Look, you know, I thank you. I mean, you know, thank you for watching. Thank you for making it everything that it is. And we've got a lot of people saying that what the videos do for them. Do you know what I'm saying, Gio? They say, "Oh, this is keeping me sane. I really appreciate it." You know, don't think it's a one-way street. It's not just like obviously we're giving out to you. We are getting an awful lot back by doing this. You know, as I said, I'm not had any bloody wages for 6 or 8 weeks. You know, the money for Amherst chats keep me going till I get paid some money in June. The gratification that I get, as I said, from getting thumbs up and from getting lovely comments. I'm mad for them comments, Gio. I'm mad at them comments on the videos. I'm at them 4 or 5 times a day, mate, reading the comments and replying to them and all the rest of it. I love it. I love the interactive nature of it, and I really thank you. You know, thank you for everybody's watch, particularly the people, as I say, that don't comment, and we do appreciate that people do watch and don't write stuff.
Right, don't go anywhere because we're going to end it with a poem. Someone wrote us a poem. Someone sent us a poem through email. I've got it here. I'm going to read it out to you in a minute. I just want to say thank you as well. Thank you to people that have helped the channel. I know this is about Hammer's Chat, but YouTube specifically, because it's the 1,000 video. Thanks to people that have helped the channel. There's too many to name, but you know, Charlie, Scott, Connor, Tom, everyone that's contributed, sent videos in, appeared on fan cams. And the viewers especially in the live chat. I really enjoy the live chat. I enjoy loading up a cup of tea, live chat on, ready to watch it, watch it, read it and stuff, and interact with people. And although we do, like in the previews and the reviews, we don't refer to it because then that would just add time onto the video. And I think the live chats are there and then kind of thing. And when I watch a video on playback, for example, and they're interacting loads of live chat, I switch off a little bit because I think, well, I've missed it. I wasn't watching the live chat, was I? So I do think it's like a live chat's a live show kind of thing. But I do read everything and stuff, and I'll tell Gonzo after if there's anything of importance or whatever in it. And I'll say, oh, such and such says this or whatever. I do say to him. So I just want to say thank you to people who watched and subscribed and shared, because without people like that, we wouldn't have had all the opportunities that we just spoke about. We'll have our memories video coming up next month or two where we'll speak about the 10 things we liked the most. But to end tonight, here's a poem that Gonzo's not heard himself. It's an ode, okay, to Hammers and Heroes, and it's by Peter, who goes by the name. I'm gonna have to turn my English pronunciation on here. Of how do you say it? Is it Derbyshire? Is that how
yeah. He lives up in Derbyshire, Peter. Yeah,
Derbyshire.
He contacted us for the first time a few days ago.
So not Derbyshire.
Definitely not Derbyshire. No, I would say Derbyshire, but it depends what part of the country you're in.
Derbyshire. Okay, I'll try to say Derbyshire because he says it in the poem. But if I say Derbyshire, I apologise. That's how we say it, okay? So here we go. This is from Peter, and I think it's quite a fitting way to end this very long video. But before we go, if you've enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. Subscribe if you're new around here. You're probably not new. You're probably not new if you made it this far in. It's an hour and 45 in about Hammers Chat. If you made it this far, you're definitely not new to the channel. But anyway, here we go. I remember that night in '62. My first match at West Ham. What a glorious do. On the emerald green pitch, a floodlight affair, stood Bobby, Jeff and Martin, all ready to impress with their incredible flair. Of course, they went on to much greater things. World Cup glory, fame and legends, they became our kings. Since those times I've travelled far and wide, but always followed the Hammers and kept them close by my side. Through the 80s and 90s they've always been there, although now I'm in Derbyshire, my visits were rare. But as we moved into the noughties and wins were few, my faith and hunger for them I began to review. As time wore on, I have to declare, my faith wavered and I lost that care. But then just as things began to look lost, my heroes appeared in form of Gonzo and Geo and restored my faith at minimal cost. But now in these dark days our heroes are different and we have each other to bless. So let's cheers ring out for our angels in the NHS. But despite it all, and in wartime spirits, Gonzo and Geo carry on their broadcasts with seemingly no limits. But even though times have changed and we face different troubles, we will never change and we will still forever be blowing bubbles. Do you like that?
I do.
That's from Peter.
Peter's a good man. He's a good man. Thank you, Peter.
Anyway, Gonzo, thank you as always.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
1,000 and not out. We'll keep going and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.